Here is a fact that may make you stop for a second. There are more captive tigers in the U.S. today than there are in the wild throughout the world. The popularity of exotic pets, tigers, lions, bears, even monkeys, is touching off a fierce debate between owners and animal activists. And as Armen Keteyian reports, critics are pointing to that recent tragedy in Zanesville, Ohio.
Earlier this month, 5 exotic animals were returned to an eastern Ohio farm. A painful reminder of the day last October that owner Terry Thompson released 56 such animals before police said committing suicide. 48 of his animals were eventually killed by authorities concerned over public safety, pushing Ohio lawmakers to author a new bill restricting private ownership of exotic pets. Arguably the loudest, most defiant voice on the front lines of the big cat debate belongs to this man.
I'm Joe Exotic and this is Sarge.
His real name is Joe Shrive Vogel, owner of GW Exotic Animal Park outside Oklahoma City, who's had his own run-ins with regulators. What are you standing up for?
The American right to the Constitution to be able to own whatever I want to own as long as it's legal.
Today, state laws on private ownership of wild animals are all over the map. GW Exotic is licensed by the federal government because it's open to the public, charging admission to come this close to what Shrive Vogel calls the largest refuge for unwanted animals in the world. Rolling out over 54 acres, it's home to nearly 170 big cats, lions, tigers, leopards, and about 800 other animals of every size and stripe. He also runs a controversial breeding program, selling tiger cubs only to zoos, he says, for up to $5,000 each.
This actually has a white daddy and an orange mama.
At the same time, crossbreeding exotics like ligers, a cross between a lion and tiger, and even what he calls a taliger, a mix of a liger and a tiger.
Do you have a background in this? I mean, zoology or veterinary medicine of any kind?
You know, I grew up a farm kid, and that's pretty much my background.
Over the years, GW Exotic has come under scrutiny by the U.S. Department of Agriculture for public contact with dangerous animals and the lack of physical barriers. Records show in 2006 it had its license suspended for 2 weeks and paid $25,000 for facilities violations. It is currently under investigation by the USDA for the death of 23 tiger cubs between 2009 and 2010. Wayne Pacelli is president and CEO of the Humane Society of the United States.
If something does go wrong, it can happen on a scale and with a magnitude that we haven't seen before in this country.
The Humane Society was so concerned it recently sent an activist undercover into GW Exotic as an employee.
If they don't want to walk, pop him in the ass and make him walk.
Documented what it calls alarming and abusive behavior.
Stay back.
One hand.
Including a boy suddenly attacked while interacting with a young tiger.
Any person with any whit of common sense knows that large predatory animals are going to lash out at people. That's why sensible organizations say you've got to keep people and dangerous wild animals separate.
We showed the undercover video to Shrive Vogel, who charged the incident with the boy was set up by the Humane Society.
You're saying the Humane Society would put a little boy in harm's way?
Oh, hell yeah, in a heartbeat.
Just want to be clear.
I am saying Wayne Pacelli would stoop low enough to put a little kid at risk, yes, to get his agenda so he could continue to make money.
It's a desperate and pitiful comment. Joe Shrive Vogel has a history of allowing private citizens, patrons, tourists to interact with his animals.
The president of the Humane Society called this place, and I quote, a ticking time bomb, and potentially 10 times worse than Zanesville.
It is a ticking time bomb. If somebody thinks they're going to walk in here and take my animals away, it's going to be a small Waco.
That's a pretty powerful statement.
It's a very powerful statement because I have poured my entire life into what I do to care for animals. Nobody is going to walk in here and freely shut me down and take my rights away from me as long as I am not breaking the law.